Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening depending on where you are in this amazing world. My name is Donovan Jolly and welcome everybody once again for another amazing video of DIY investing. I wanted to make you guys the best possible XRP analysis I could to wrap up this awesome week that we've been having. The crypto markets have been performing so well since the recent crash, and this is why I want to talk about some things with one of my favorite high cap coins. You guys know that this has been one of my favorite cryptocurrencies for the last few months now, and I've actually had the opportunity of making a lot of money trading this in times past. Everything that's happening inside of XRP is almost identical to the last cycle, and all of the people that are getting shaken out right now are about to miss out on the biggest financial opportunity of their entire lives. I strongly believe that we're so close to this terminal end correction, if we aren't already past it, and the people that are right now staying level-headed, they're sticking to their analysis, and they aren't letting any outside factors force them into making irrational decisions. You guys are going to be the ones that are sitting there cashing out massive profits, buying the fastest Lambos, and buying the biggest mansions to live in. I firmly believe this, and I know by the end of this video, if you guys stay through it, you're going to know exactly what I mean, and you're going to feel so excited to be a long-term XRP holder, it's going to blow your mind forever. If you're new and just finding this channel, always remember to do me a favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing to this channel for more updates. Make sure you guys click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos like the one provided for you here. I also have an amazing Discord community with over 4,000 members. We're actually getting really close to hitting 5K, so make sure you guys join by clicking in the description of this video. There you're going to find the invitation link to my Discord. It's totally free for you guys to join. You don't have to pay anything. However, I do offer some of my more exclusive content like my video course and signals on the server. The video course is 20 educational videos that teach you guys all of the strategies I use to profit inside of crypto. So if you want to actually learn how to be a profitable analyst, you want to learn how to trade these markets and invest in these markets, and you need the skill sets and resources required to actually educate you on doing so, the video course is definitely going to be the one thing you want to check out. Now, the signals are actually a way for you guys to copy all of the trades and investments that I'm taking, all of my long-term portfolio with exact percentages of which I've allocated to each. On top of that, my exit plan for scaling out. I'm going to post any sort of margin trades and short-term trades on there as well. So if you guys want to actually copy what I'm doing to stay profitable, I highly recommend that you guys check that out. My goal for this video is 1,000 likes, and I know XRP community is one of the most die-hard communities out there. Make sure you guys smash up that like button to show the support of the community. Now, I'm so close to my goal of 20,000 subscribers, so it would really mean the world to me if you guys could also smash that subscribe button. Help me get to that goal, because I've got something really exciting planned for you guys. Alright guys, I think I've talked enough, so without further ado, let's jump right in this amazing analysis today. Alrighty guys, so here we are taking a look at XRP on the dollar. This is a Bitstamp chart. The only real data that we have from exchanges, the best data for XRP is either Poloniex or Bitstamp. And personally, I like the Bitstamp chart more. So we're going to go through here and talk about some things on a shorter term perspective. And then we're going to wrap it up by taking a look at some of the fractal market cycles that I wanted to share with you guys. Because I think that it's really important that we talk about the big picture and how previous cycles have lined up. Because that's going to give us a clear understanding of where we're headed today. Now, by taking a look at XRP, I want to talk about a few things. Now, really, all we've done is we've continued to make lower lows and lower highs. We've really had this slow, drawn-out retrace that's really just bled the market profusely. Now, this was basically the bottom that we saw. XRP wicked down to about 10 cents, I think, on some of the lower exchanges of which it dropped to. But overall, it bottomed at around 12 cents, right around that range, which was the very bottom of this 2017 consolidation, right? And so we were wondering if we were actually going to get a drop and retest these lows. Obviously, I've just been averaging into my position. I actually did manage to accumulate some XRP here at 14 cents. So I did time that absolutely perfect, and I did nail almost the very bottom of this. Basically, all I did was catch weekly wicks. And so I was really happy and pleased with that initial investment. It wasn't very much, I'm not going to lie, because I didn't have a whole lot of cash to deploy at the time. However, I still managed to buy, and I'm in a lot of profit right now as we see what kind of happens. Now, for me personally, until we get a massive breach and a breakout of a previous resistance, we need to just be wary about what is taking place here. Now, even though I'm long-term bullish, there's a couple factors that need to happen. Now, if we come into a shorter time frame, now if we come in here a little bit closer, let's take a look. Now, basically, here's what I'm looking for. This was our yearly support at the new year, was about right here at, just under 18 cents. Now, this was the wicks that we caught. We ended up bouncing up to retest this 30-cent mark, only to sell back through this level. And so we've sold through this level, but now we're still maintaining back above support for now. We need to see how price actually reacts and how we hold here. But for right now, we have managed to actually reclaim for the short term back above this level. And so this is a retest of that level. So depending on how this closes, it is possible that the next close, if it's this one right here, it is possible that we could start to sell off. And so that's always something to keep in note. The fact is, guys, we are at this major resistance level right here. And it is very possible that we could sell back down and come back down to retest, even down to 14 cents somewhere. So that's what I'm going to be watching out for right now on the short term with XRP. Realistically, if we start to get a strong close and we start impulsing up higher, then the next real resistance that we're going to have to watch for is going to be about here at 24 cents. That to me is going to be the next major psychological resistance. This is kind of like the candle bodies and the first short-term support that we had at that 30-cent support floor. And so that would be the next logical resistance that we need to hit. So we're going to watch and see how we accumulate here. If we start to show some short-term weakness at resistance, we know that we're going to see some more downside. However, if we do get a strong buyback and we start impulsing, 24 cents is going to be the next major resistance that we have to watch for. So that's the way I'm going to personally be trading XRP. But overall, if we go from a bigger picture perspective and we zoom out, I think that this looks really good, and there's a big chance that we could be already experiencing capitulation. If I pull up the volume here, we got peak volume here at about this candlestick, the recent breakout of this 2017 consolidation, but really we didn't get very much volume, and we've had some inclining volume through here at about 30 cents, but recently with this sell-off, we've got a lot of new volume coming through here on Bitstamp. What that tells me is there's a lot of new money entering this market. And with the fact that we sold back down so low to this critical support level, makes me pretty confident that with what we're seeing here currently in the markets, with what we're seeing with like exchange volume on Coinbase, because Coinbase's volume, they came out and said, and they showed analytical reports, that the majority, almost all of the Coinbase volume for the Bitcoin buys from $3,200 clear up to $14K was all exchange, was all institutional money. And so what that tells me is that institutions are accumulating this fear because retail investors are too worried about how they're going to pay for their next meal. With all of this pandemic going on, there's a lot of fear. Retail investors aren't buying, and that's okay because it never was retail investors that were actually going to drive the rally in the first place. Realistically, guys, we're still lower lows and lower highs. This is the time where institutions, smart money accumulates, and then when we make our first higher high, that first impulse, that's when retail starts to jump on. And so this has just all been an institutionalized game. All of the smart money still accumulating, and that's why I think that this argument that, oh, retail doesn't have any money, retail is not going to be able to drive Bitcoin's price this time. Yeah, well, it wasn't retail that was going to drive it anyways. It was institutions, and that's what people are failing to realize. And that's why they will miss the boat once again, because there's a reason why 90% of the people that trade or invest lose. It's because 90% don't know what they're doing, and there's only 10% of people that can keep a level head and actually stick to their plan, because it's less about being right or wrong, and it's more about having a plan that you stick to regardless, right? And that's the way that I've found I've continued to average into my position because I'm confident in what we're seeing here. So here we are, guys, taking a look at the altcoin total market cap. Now, if you guys maybe don't know, I've talked about this in times past. This is almost an exact chart of the Ethereum chart because Ethereum was the biggest driver of value. More money is in Ethereum than any other altcoin, and for that, this chart's going to mimic Ethereum more. Now, on top of that, we've got XRP, and we've also got silver. And I wanted to talk about some things here because I think all three of these cycles are highly correlated, and there's a lot of really cool benefits that we can take from all three. Now, first up, we have XRP. If we layer it over here, we're going to see almost the exact same correlations. Obviously, there's going to be some differences, but it's very, very similar nonetheless. Really, just like in 2017, we get that same lead-up period where we kind of consolidated in this triangle pattern. It's the same thing that happened here. That was really just the takeoff point before this final impulse. And then that's where we went into that delusional phase. Everything went parabolic, and then we started falling. But we get the same correlations here between the market structure. We get the two lower lows, then we fall to a third, we bounce, fall again, we fake out, and then we fall to new lows. Now, obviously, the total market cap never broke support and went to new lows, and so there is a little bit of a difference here. Now, what's really cool to me is if we actually take the silver chart, we're going to see almost the exact same correlations once again. And I'll kind of draw it down here. let's get in here and actually analyze some things real quick. We get the same build-up period right here. The first higher high before we go parabolic. It's the exact same thing that we saw here in the total market cap of the altcoins. You get the same sort of fractal market cycles because it's all human emotion. And that's what the thing people don't realize. Right now, the reason why you're hearing all of this FUD, the reason why you're seeing people saying, oh no, it's all dead, retail's never going to buy again, they're all broke because of this virus, they lost their jobs. And while all of that may be true, you guys got to understand that that's just also the emotional psychology of the market. Because there's also a lot of people out there that have a lot of money that aren't negatively impacted by this. And it was those type of people that were going to be buying and investing into crypto anyways. It never was the retail. And that's what I need to get through to you guys' heads, is because I see so many people trying to make the argument that there is never going to be another pump. And this is the exact same thing that they said at the bottom of the last cycle, right before everything pumped. And so we're seeing the exact same correlations, and I'm trying to just do my best to spread this awareness, wake everybody up, because what you're going to miss out on by not buying is the biggest bull run in cryptocurrency history. Really the biggest bull run in history anyways, because you can't make this much money off of any other asset class. Regardless, you can mess around with stocks, but it's never going to be as consistent. You can go gamble with low cap stops and make the similar returns, way more risky. And so because we're seeing such correlated assets, makes me very confident that we're going to see another big parabolic run very, very shortly. And I'll kind of show you guys here. So if we look at both of these cycles, we're going to see almost the exact same correlations, right? We can see a build-up period, and then we can see a parabolic period where everything just goes straight up. It's the exact same thing that happened in 2017 for the alts. Now, because these two cycles are so correlated, I don't see how there's any reason why we should be bearish. Why is all of a sudden this sideways consolidation? Guys, in Ethereum, from this low of December of 2019 to this low that we just recently made is 491 days. We have literally been accumulating sideways. Sideways. No breakout of a higher high, no lower low for 500 days. That's almost double the amount of time in which Bitcoin went sideways back in 2015 and 2016. A little quote that I want to share with you guys right now to spread some awareness is, the longer the accumulation, the bigger the expansion. And this is exactly what is going to happen. We remember what happened in Bitcoin in 2015. Bitcoin went sideways for 280 days. You guys can go back, check it yourself. That's exactly how long it was. 280 days we consolidated right here sideways. That 280-day move created an impulse like this. And then we went into the ascending triangle, right? This is almost double the length of time. And that's why I'm expecting this impulse to be like double the amount of expansion. And so I'm personally expecting anywhere from about a $700 to a $900 Ethereum in this next impulse. And that's going to leave everybody stuck, scratching their heads, sitting there like, what happened? Why didn't I buy that? That's what happens every single time. And I really am just trying so hard to, shed that awareness. Because at the end of the day, the people that are going to listen to me are going to listen to me. The people that aren't are going to be stuck, FOMOing in while the rest of us are selling. The people that listen, the people that knew what they were doing. And guys, look at this. Just look at the correlation. We get a low here. We get our first rejection. It's the same thing that happened right here. It's almost the exact same cycle. Drop for another new low. Bottom. Reject again. Same thing here. Bottom. Reject again. Fall. Kind of round out here. Round out here. Now the only difference here is this rejection didn't really pump very high, whereas this one had a little bit of a bigger pump. But we still fall to one more new low again. Takes us to here. Now we get our little relief rally. Reject. Relief rally. Reject. We fall again. And now we're just somewhere in this phase right here, in my opinion. This is just somewhere right there. In my opinion, the bottom has already been in. We weren't going to break below those December lows. Some altcoins did. Some of the more volatile altcoins did break a little bit below those supports, but overall it wasn't enough to really fully cement that we're going to go for a lower low. It was more of a shakeout. And so because we're seeing such correlations between these cycles, it's not like it has to be 100% the same, but I don't think that you guys can make a very valid argument that is a counter trade against this, because to be quite honest, if you look at both of these cycles, they are 100% identical. There's very, very few differences between these. I mean, the only real difference that you get here is when you throw XRP over it, is XRP kind of went for lower lows, and the total market cap itself maintained the higher high since about December of last year. And so there is a lot of correlations between these. XRP showed a little bit more weakness, but XRP looks more correlated towards the silver chart, and so that's why I personally don't care at all. These two cycles are almost the exact same chart, and because of that, what we're about to experience is going to be a massive bull run, and people are severely underestimating what is happening right now. They are severely underestimating the power of a cryptocurrency bull run. Most of these people FOMO'd in 2017. Most of the people that watch my channel got in the bear market. And so a lot of you guys haven't actually experienced what it's like to ride in this bull market, what it's like to actually accumulate during the bear market. And I'll be honest, guys, I was here at the very beginning of the last cycle. I bought my first Bitcoin at $450, and I had the opportunity of riding a year and a half of nothing but bull markets. Because of that, I hardened a lot of negative belief systems as well as habits, and so I did make a lot of money. But in the bear market, it was a humbling experience because I now had to rethink my strategy. I now had to think about what used to work no longer works and how I can change my strategies to be profitable. And so I had to go through this entire learning curve, the bear market, until, I figured it out and then was once again profiting that way down. And so the thing is, guys, a lot of you guys have mainly just bought and held throughout this bear cycle. You haven't really tried to learn how to trade. You haven't learned a lot of technical analysis. And, a lot of you guys are going to be stuck kind of sitting there like, oh, we've only gone down for 2 years, some even longer than that. What am I going to do if I buy here? I've only saw my assets going lower and lower. I'm losing money. All of these things are valid understandings and reasons to be fearful. However, if we just look at what the cycles are doing, this is an exact pattern that repeats over history time and time again. Market cycles are the most valid part of my trading plan because I can spot market cycles in virtually every single asset class. It doesn't matter what it is. I can invest based off of these market cycles. And the reason why I love crypto so much is these market cycles are more emotional, because these market cycles are even more emotional than others in previous history. And so for that, I'm going to make sure that I'm sticking to my guns. I actually do believe in the longevity of crypto, and if you do too, there shouldn't be a reason why you're bearish. And I think that overall, the people that are bearish are listening to too many day traders, because obviously these day traders, we've been in a bear market for so long, they're going to be in bear euphoria, and they're going to shill you bearish targets. It's the same thing that happened at the top of the cycle in 2018. In 2018, right at 2018, Bitcoin peaks at like 20K. That was actually November of 2017. But Bitcoin peaks at 20K, and that was the time when you see all of those calls for 100K Bitcoin. You see things just going all the way up, going to 1 million. Some people were predicting even crazier price targets than 100K. And this is exactly what you see. It's just greed, it's just delusion, and people make irrational decisions based off of emotion. And this is the exact same thing. Just like how people get overextended in the top of the cycle and they start shooting for unreasonable targets, it's the exact same thing on the bearish side. Eventually, after a 2-year bear decline, those same people that were shooting for crazy outlandish targets out here on the bull cycle are now shooting for crazy outlandish bear cycles on the way down. And it's the same analysts that I've seen. All of the same analysts that were calling for massive price swings in these altcoins at the top of the cycle are now calling for like an $8 Ethereum. And so, I'm going to stick to my own analysis. I've seen the way these cycles work. You can't listen to so many day traders because they're stuck zooming in on these short time frames. On top of that, I personally just don't trust them. What I see forming is a great opportunity, and I'm going to personally take the risk and buy the opportunity. You guys do what you guys need to do your own analysis and make sure that you're basing your analysis on your own trading plan. Because at the end of the day, all I'm doing here is showing you guys what I personally do with my money. I'm personally showing you guys why I'm bullish and my reasons for being bullish. And so at the end of the day, make your own decisions. I don't expect any of you guys to blindly follow anything that I say. In fact, I tell you not to do that. I'm just merely spreading awareness to my own personal trading plan, and I just wanted to make that very clear. But anyways, guys, this is the video I had for you. I just want to talk about some short, simple things today. I'm actually going to go shed hunting with a buddy and his friends. I'm actually going to go shed hunting with a buddy and his dad, so we're going to be gone all day hiking. So I wanted to quickly make this video. It's going to be uploaded a little bit earlier today than my normal schedule, so consider that a blessing, I guess. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. With all that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. As always, peace out.